Hi, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Duffy Duck here once again, and welcome back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos in addition to Sonic's Game Gear Marathon. So welcome back to more Let's Play of Sonic Drift for the Sega Game Gear. So, last time we managed to tackle through the Yellow Chaos GP Cup, and now we're going to continue on and move on to the final cup in the game, which is the form of the Red Chaos GP Cup. So, as far as you mentioned, play, but I'm gonna be changing things up for a little bit until at the very end of this video, is that I will discuss more details onto that. So anyways, let's go ahead and pick ourselves the main character himself, which is obviously Sonic the of course. Now, which I was trying to go after for actually picking as Dr. Eggman, but there's nothing else to talk about here. So anyway though, so here we are on to the Red Chaos Cup, aka the final cup in the entire game, even though there's not much else we can say about this, because, you know, the entire level theme is basically, more likely exactly the same theme, except with a different layout. So, yeah, it's almost like anything else to be said about this here. So, yeah, a few things I want to mention about this is that, recently, I've already mentioned this before during yesterday, is that recently Sonic Mania did manage to came around yesterday on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and of course Nintendo Switch. Now, if you guys are probably thinking, what about the PC version? Unfortunately though, the PC version will have to go and delay that, and during I'm assuming it's going to be delayed until 29th of August, which I believe is exactly the same day as when, the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle was about to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch, which is kind of a cool thing for that, mind you, but hey. So, speaking of such though, it's the fact that I've recently managed to play Sonic Mania during yesterday, and so far it's been really amazing to me. Even then, I've, surprisingly enough, I managed to beat the game for about a day or so, even for the first day, when the actual game came around on the PlayStation 4. So, that's pretty cool nonetheless. So, a few things I want to mention as well from that is that, speaking of such, I managed to got myself a brand new PlayStation 3 game. Even though technically it's now almost like 5 years old in that time, which originally came around during 2012, which the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that I was a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z after all, which is the forms of Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection, which actually contains not only Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, but also Budokai 3. Which, technically, it doesn't actually include Budokai 2 because of Dragon World is utterly stupid. But even then, that's how the major premise of that particular setup actually worked out to be. So, yeah, with that being said, that I really can't wait until I get my hands on Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, in addition to Budokai 3 as well. Because I've heard that the third installment of the Dragon Ball Z Budokai series is actually probably the best one of them, so yeah. And also they don't be bothered to actually include Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, because Infinite World is technically, more accurately, the fourth installment of the Budokai series, but even then it doesn't usually count, so anyway though. So yeah, there's not much else we can say about this point, ladies and gentlemen, besides the fact that we actually got into the halfway point of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 was almost going to be finished. But not until it gets to the point until the movie were about to be developed. Now, I've heard from a lot of rumors, is the fact that the movie production values is actually already finished. So even then though, that as far as I can tell, that I really can't wait until how that film's going to be turned out to be, because still, it kind of reminds me like I was watching a Paper Mario movie, like, you know, animated cartoon characters are in 2D, and the environments, sometimes the environments themselves are in 3D, so even then, that it does remind me like a Paper Mario game to me though. Well, specifically the original Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, Sticker Star, and of course, Color Splash. Now, it was technically Super Paper Mario though, because even then that game does have a 2D to 3D perspective. So, yeah, as far as I can see, this is going, so, you know. So yeah, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that this is going to be the finale part of Sonic Drift 1, so that means is that we've pretty much gone through the whole entire premise of the Grand Prix already. So, as far as you guys can clearly tell, that the difficulty will get increased upwards. It's not so much the opponents themselves, it's more just the fact that the track's layout is going to be a little bit more trickier, and plus you have to be really accurate with your drifting too. So, yeah, with that being said though, that there's not much else I can really possibly say about this, besides the fact that I can pretty much guarantee that I can talk for the entirety of the game. So, What do I think of it all in all? It's pretty bad. I mean, it's a nice little attempt at making the first ever Sonic racing game to be on the Sega Game Gear for once. Well, majority of the Sonic game's career for the entirety of the series. But everything else in this game is a little bit too bare bones for my liking. It's just the fact that the tracks themselves aren't really that memorable. It just feels practically the same as so much so for how it does in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 counterpart. Well, the only noticeable difference, as I established earlier, is actually the track layout, but that's about it. But, well, it's all against to Sonic Drift 2 that Sylvester's going to be tackling for that game during tomorrow. That, the track's layouts, especially the actual level themes, are a little bit different. So, as for this game in particular, it's a little bit too bare bones for me. And while the controls might take a while to get used to, but at the same time it's a little stiff, even especially noticeable that if you want to actually go for these specific tight corners-ish, sometimes you have to work with these kinds of stuff, but even then, that's the only major props for that. So, and another thing is worth mentioning though, is the fact that I've really managed to realize that how I absolutely, you know, despise the rubber banding AI so much. But to me, that as long as I manage to get used to with the controls, I don't think the rubber banding AI wants that much of a thing. They're just piss easy. But aside from that though, I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that I could probably just manage to do this on hard mode originally. But I decided to go for, as usual, normal mode just because that I just don't want to let these computer opponents kick in my butt. So, however, there's the thing about this game though, is that in the very least, that once you finish the Red Chaos Cup specifically, you get yourselves one of these special endings, and even then though, that's the major premise of the ending part of this Let's Play I'm about to be showing you guys for this. There's going to be some special endings for all 4 of these characters specifically, which is guaranteed by that. So even then, I'll go for Sonic's first, and then Tails second, and third for Amy, and lastly, Dr. Eggman. Even though the only tedious part about this is that I have to actually off-screen myself until when I actually decide to go through all of these tracks again in Red Chaos GP Cups. Even then, I can probably guarantee that I can show you guys off from that. So anyway though, so yeah, in regards to of anything else to being desirable, it's pretty bad. Even then though, that as far as I can say right now, that this is easily one of the weakest Sonic racing games I've ever played. Even though it's practically more than everything. So, well, at least until it gets to Sonic Drift 2, that things get a little bit more interesting as far as this has been concerned of, so even that can definitely wait. In fact, we're actually in the halfway point of August already, in addition to the Sonic's Game Gear Marathon at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But even then, though, that as far as I'm concerned with these all kinds of stuff, that we're pretty much almost done with the entirety of the Game Gear Sonic game's career, though. So even then, I can't wait for that until when the entirety of the month, even the entirety of the marathon as well, we'll be pretty much expecting to be over during that time period. So, yeah, I guess there's not much else I can say. So even there's not much else I can really say about this particular point, ladies and gentlemen, besides the fact that I've got myself... I'm presuming I've actually now got myself 8 PlayStation 3 games, although there are some combinations might technically count. But even then, it's more practically more likely a package. One little... forget what I said. So yes, enjoy the ending of Sonic Drift 1, specifically 1 and 4 endings. So, first off, let's have a look at Sonic's endings. So even then, that's, yeah, I only got 18 maximum points, so I pretty much dominated those. So, yeah, let's watch the endings. That's the most lame ending, is the fact that Sonic's putting his thumbs up and that's it, so that's kind of a little bit bare bones. Yeah, for those 2 sprites of Sonic and Tails are really ripped out right from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for that matter. But here's Tails' ending, he's just flying up to the skies, and that's about it, so... I think to me though, Amy and Dr. Eggman are probably the best endings of the game for me. Sonic's just like, oh, back off, you little, idiot. And then Amy's is still in love with Sonic, as you expected. And of course, we'll show Dr. Eggman for last. And I say this is probably the best for last for me. Oh, poor Eggman. He just getting chased by Sonic, like, believe it or not, Eggman is trying to taunt Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Sonic's like, I'm really overly super mad at you right now, Eggman. But even then, that's as far as I can see how this is going. So, yeah, that was it for our Let's Play of Sonic Drift 1. I know this is kind of short, just like it does in Sonic 1, 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble, mind you. But even then, though, still is a little bit of a distraction nonetheless. So, yeah. Tune in next time of the Sonic's Game Gear Marathon. Next up, we're going to be talking through as a sequel to Sonic Drift 1, Sonic Drift 2, aka Sonic Drift Racing in Europe. Not sure why, but I'm pretty sure someone else is going to discuss on that. So yeah, this is me, Duffy. But until then, take care of yourselves, and until then, see ya.